is your first session to join us, thank you for joining us. I'm Suparnime. I'm with Pace Business, a business counselor, and I'm thrilled to just have you all back here to the Airport Concession webinar series. This is a 5-series journey. We designed this series to help small businesses take flight in the airport retail and dining spaces. Throughout the series, as mentioned, we will go through and unpack all the essential steps to becoming certified as the ACDBE, LBE, Women Minority Owned Business in Los Angeles. So if you are starting out or looking to expand into the airport concession, this is the series for you. Today is our second session. We will cover pitfall to avoid when getting certified or doing business with LAX. We will explore common misstep in the certification process and, airport contracting and how to avoid them. As always, very delighted to be joined by April Stewart. She's the president and CEO of Skyview Concession Inc. She has over 25-year experience in airport retail. April is a true industry powerhouse. So her insight will guide us through the retail and the reality of certification, airport partnership, and what it truly takes to succeed in this unique environment. This series is proudly presented by Pace Hollywood BusinessSource and in partnership with the City of Los Angeles Economic Development Center. Before we just hear from my guests, just briefly, if this is your first time, just want to touch base, take a moment to share the spotlight of what Pace we do at Pace. We are a local nonprofit. We are certified SBA, CDFI lender. We are rooted in the heart of Los Angeles. Whether you are just starting out or scaling up, Pace Business offer a full range of services, access to capital, one-on-one business counseling, training just like this, and workshop tailored to your need. We also help businesses navigating the complex world of government contracting, just like getting to airport, what have you, a space full of opportunity, but difficult to break into. So our team will help you guidance from understanding eligibility requirement, certification to preparing competitive bid, and connecting with procurement services. Our team provide a lot of guidance and tool that you needed to help business become a contract ready. Our goal is also to help you win a government contract. So with that, I think we're going to do a little poll before we turn over to April. Let me see.
Great.
I'm going to launch a poll now. Just take a minute or two. Okay, my poll. Okay. Okay, just take a quick second to answer the poll, please. You see the poll, right, April?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I see the poll.
All right, we're gonna give it a minute or two. Just answer check what you have. This will help us, navigating to who's our audience and what we can do for the next session. Okay, great. Just boarding, great.
Good.
Perfect. We have a lot of people are interested in the certification. Excellent.
Great. That's perfect.
All right, we have a few clear for takeoff.
Oh, nice. Nice. Congratulations.
That's
Yes.
a big congrats if you're
It
there.
is. It is. It is.
There.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Please just take your time. We'll give you another 30 seconds. This will be very helpful for us, and I think that as we all know, April and I, we want to make sure everyone understand this key essential step just to tap into any contract procurement industry. So you may heard everybody saying certification. So this will give us some insight information. Okay. Thank you everyone for responding to the poll. Okay. So majority of them seem like they have heard about the certification, but haven't started yet.
Okay.
No problem.
Yeah. Yeah. You're in the right spot.
You're in the right spot.
Place. Yes. Yes. Timing is good.
All right. I'm going to end the poll now. It's been 2 minutes. So let me see. Okay. This is great. We have a mix and match. A majority of them are just interested. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna end the poll and see, share the result.
Oh,
Do you see the result?
yes, I do. Oh, we've got
Oh,
some that
that's
have landed.
all
Fantastic.
right. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, some
Okay,
are
interesting.
taxiing
There
on the
is no
runway.
one in the process of submitting any application. Okay,
Yes.
interesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we see that it is happening. There's a lot
It
of
is
interest. We
happening.
think
All
that's
right. Well,
great.
thank you, everyone.
Yes. Thank
All
you.
right. I'm going to share that a poll with you later. So without further ado, I'm going to turn over to our speaker. Take it away, April.
Thank you. And you know, Soprani, I just realized we make a great team. I'm April and your last name is May.
There you go, April and May.
I love it. I love it. I
Oh,
love
I'm
it. I
sorry.
love it. Well, I want to thank you again, Soprani, for this wonderful opportunity. Anytime that I have a chance to speak to or assist or lead local businesses into the airport space, I am happy to do it. I'm really passionate about it, and I've seen a couple of companies that have made the journey and have had good success at airports. And I'd love to see some of your clients be in the airport space as well. So thank you for this opportunity, and also to your team. It's been just great support, and I'm really, really grateful for being here. Um, we'll go on, and she wants to stick. So I'll just go ahead and get started because it just wants to delay.
All right.
Yeah, so it likes to do that for some reason, huh? So I'll just go ahead and get started while it decides to advance. Okay, so April Stewart and CEO of Skyview Concessions. I have been in business for over 17 years, actually, in the airport space, and with operating locations at San Francisco, LAX, and soon to be in San Jose, and also in Sacramento. And it does not want to advance. Excuse me one second. I'm going to go out. It's not advancing here. I'm going to stop sharing for one moment.
No problem. It
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, I don't know why. We just went over it and it was happy to do it.
Yeah, it's all
Oh,
right. Okay, now you see it.
yeah. There. Oh, no. Interesting. Okay.
Just move to the
Hmm.
next page.
It's not advancing. There we go. Wow.
There you
There
go.
we go. Let's make it happen. So again, 17 years in business. I won my first contract in my second year of business, and it was a store at Sacramento Airport. Um, in this picture, this is a momentous period in my journey of airport retailing. You do see keys in my hand, and I had just received keys from URW, and URW is a business developer on the airport. And they offered me an opportunity to operate a direct lease at the airport. And so I was able to receive the keys. And the beautiful thing is that this was a moment that was a bonus blessing because I did not build out this space. It would have cost about $300,000 to build out this location. So I was blessed to be able to run this business for this location for 2 years. We were located at LAX Southwest Terminal 1, and it's advancing on its own right now. So I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll just keep going. So I wanted to share with you my experience at the airport, just so that you can see what might be possible for your business. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started, as it has decided to go ahead anyway. So on today's agenda, we will review strategies to get certified. We'll look at pitfalls. Oh, so error there, to avoid certification delay or denial, and keys to staying certified, and next steps, and then we'll talk about the Q&A. Certification types. We've gone over this during our last session, so I just wanted to review. There are various certification types that are available from the city and various agencies. The ACDBE is the Airport Concessions Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. You want to have this one if you want to be a concessionaire. A DBE, Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, W and MBE, Women-Owned or Minority-Owned Business Enterprise, is also very helpful and key in the space. And then LBE, LSBE, and SBE are very popular right now, especially if you are looking to become a supplier at the airport. I know that there are a lot of procurement opportunities coming up with the big games that are happening. And I know that the city really wants to have a lot of local participation. So by all means, we're hoping that this series will help you get certified and help you understand how to navigate the certification space. Next, we'll be talking about the secrets to getting certified, and this is a review. I am going to pause on the seventh slide or the seventh column so that you can take a screenshot. Got a lot of inquiries on this one, but as a review, be sure to download and review the application. If you can go into the application, if you can't download it, go into it and review it online without starting the application process. You want to know what you're required to provide. Secondly, create a checklist and gather all of the required documents before you actually begin the application or before you actually begin submitting for the application. If you can do your submittal within 1 or 2 sittings, if you can do it all at once in one setting, all the better. But you want to have all the documents beside you so that you can upload them, whatever you need to do to get it into the system, hopefully in one sitting, maybe 2. This way you won't have to pause your certification application and then restart it, which could possibly cause a delay. You also want to understand the timeline expectations. So know that there's a lot of people who are in the queue right now to get certified. So expect that there could be some time before they are able to get to you. So all the more reason for having all of your documentation ready so that you'll have a clean submission. Submit the application next and prepare for the review and interview. You'll see in a moment, we'll talk about the desk audit, and this is where some questions can come up regarding your submittal. Very important to add the agency to your email safe list. You don't want the emails that come from the certifying agency to go to spam. So you want to be able to see it. If there's a way to highlight or make the agency a priority, then please be sure to do that so that you won't miss any emails. Be responsive to requests in a timely manner. This is so critical. In the old days, they used to mail the certification or mail the questions out. You had 10 days to respond to their inquiry. And so if you miss the mail, which I happen to experience that, and I don't want you to experience that, then I ended up having to wait a whole year before I could get certified. So now, thankfully, it's electronic and it is via email. For the most part, they will mail documents, but I believe that they reach out to you initially via email. So you want to make sure that you're responding. Be sure to read very carefully the question and answer specifically what they're looking for. I made a mistake in that I read it said respond within 10 days, and I read it as 10 business days, not 10 calendar days. So be very careful about what you're reading in your response. And then keep and maintain a record, a complete e-file of your application and all of your submittals and any correspondence you have with the agency. So again, we received questions on this one. This was a popular slide, so please, I'll pause for a moment so that you could take a screenshot. Okay. As I mentioned, the application process, there are 4 stages. There's the preliminary intake, that's you submitting all of the information. And now, since it is online, you typically will get a green check once you've completed that section, but you want to make sure if something is blank, you can put NA in an area that doesn't apply for you. The desk audit is when a lot of the questions will come up with regards to your paperwork. So if there are any questions, again, please respond in a timely manner. And if you have any questions about their question, reach out to them and get clarity. The site visit is next, and as I understand it, they are resuming site visits. So they are looking at your files. They want to see that you have your paperwork in order, your Secretary of State. If you are a restaurant, as an example, or a store that is on the street, they will visit your location and see your staff. If you're a restaurant, they're expecting perhaps to see your chef on site there. The main reason for that is to make sure that we are not acting on behalf of someone else in the certification process. So they really want to validate that we are who we say we are and that we're maintaining control of our organization. And then there will be the final review for approval or a denial. Next, we want to talk about pitfalls to avoid certification delays and denials. So we want you to pay close attention to this area so that we can help you process through the certification with flying colors, essentially. So incomplete applications. So missing signatures or unchecked boxes can cause your delay or even a rejection of your application. And by missing signatures, it could even be on your taxes. And we know that we are e-filing our taxes nowadays, but there is a space for you to be able to sign even an e-file. So, or if your CPA sends you your hard copy, as an example, you want to sign that hard copy and upload that hard copy. So they are looking for your signatures on all of your documents. So make sure that even your documents are signed. Insufficient proof of ownership. Very important that you show and demonstrate that you are making key decisions, that you are in control of your organization, that you are the main contact person, as an example, and then maybe you have a secondary person for your organization. This is a common disqualifier in certification. So make sure that you are able to demonstrate that you have 51%. Also financially, you want to ensure that any contributions your contributions represent 51% of the share of the capital for your organization. So it's okay to have partners, but they need to come in at 49% and you show at 51%. Weak financial documentation. You want to make sure that your documents are updated. Again, that you need to show proof of your capital contribution. This can raise red flags. So it's at this point that I would recommend that you look at something like perhaps QuickBooks or some type of accounting platform to help you so that you can have your financial statements. In my younger days or in my early stages, I used to use companies that were freelance to help me with my certificate, help me with my financials. And it worked sort of. But now that there is QuickBooks and also there's offers or opportunities to hire a fractional CFO to help you with your financials, it will make your life so much better if you were to get assistance. I know oftentimes early on we think, how can I afford this? But the truth is, how can you afford not to? So I want you to uh, seriously consider getting assistance in developing your financial documents. Next, overstating capabilities. If we claim that we're able to do more than we actually realistically can provide, then that can undermine your credibility. So you want to make sure that you are able to work in the area in which you are asking to be certified in. Expired or missing business licenses. You want to make sure that your licenses with the city are updated and current. You want to make sure that your addresses match between your city license and your work location. You also want to make sure that you are registered inside RAMP LA. Sometimes, well, in the case of the LBE, the local business entrepreneur enterprise, you have to use the ramp to be certified. So you want to make sure that you are familiar with ramp and that you are navigating that system. Not preparing for site visits. So again, they are looking to visit your office. They want to see your files. Perhaps I've mentioned before, your Secretary of State seal, your certificate. If you are a restaurateur and you don't have a chef, then that would be questionable. So they want, or perhaps you're the chef and that's perfectly fine, but you want to make sure that that's plain and clear in your documentation. So just want to make sure that you are able to provide good documentation and a space to appear as your office. Failing to update changes. So not reporting ownership or management changes. If you decide that you would like to bring in a partner and you want to make sure that that partner stays at 49% and you stay at 51%. If that changes and you decide that that partner wants to come in at a greater percentage, greater than 51, you need to make sure that the certifying agency is aware of that. That can lead to decertification if you don't update the certifying agency. Ignoring deadlines, I can't stress that enough. I don't think we ignore them, it's just that we miss them. And so you want to make sure that you're meeting those deadlines. A tip that I suggest to you is that once you receive your certification, place on your calendar a note that it's the anniversary and I know that I'll be due for an update. So place on your calendar a reminder that an anniversary renewal or update is forthcoming, and so that you can prepare to provide any documentation that might be required. Failing to leverage post your certification. Once you've done all this work and you've received your certification, please be sure to let the marketplace know that you are certified. You could post it on your LinkedIn, of course, on your business cards. You want to be sure to pursue the opportunity that you have spent a great deal of time preparing for and for certifying. So you want to make sure that you haven't wasted any time and it's not just a piece of paper, but you are actually going to use the certification because it really becomes a marketing tool for you. So now you've been certified. So let's talk about keys to staying compliant. Number one, as I mentioned before, maintain ownership and control. You must own at least 51% of the business. Again, that's financially and in key decision-making. Keep your financials clean. I know from personal experience that I have started my company with my own credit cards and things like that. And so you really don't want to commingle your business cards with your personal credit card. So if you can open up a business account, do that. If not, if you have a dedicated personal credit card or personal account, make sure it is dedicated to the business only and keep it clean. Then stay within the size standards once you're certified. So that is a $2,047,000 personal net worth. And then also, I believe it's $55 million in revenue. And then you'll be ready for requests of documents. So you can pull your P&L at any given date. Pull your financial statements at any time. So by having your financials ready. Again, adhering to renewal deadlines. You want to stay ahead of the expiration to avoid a lapse in certification status. So again, place on your calendar and your phone that the anniversary is coming up within the next 30 days, and you can start preparing your documents so that when the notification comes for the city is requesting your renewal, you'll be able to respond in a timely manner. Train your staff on certification compliance. At the airport, it's possible, it's potential actually for the FAA to come in or the DOT to come in and kind of do an audit and ask, well, who owns this business? And you want to make sure that your team is aware of who you are and what your role is, and that you are the owner of the business, or at least majority owner of the business. I would recommend that you assign a compliance officer to keep track of your deadlines. Also, this is building up your team and the strength of your team. So if you assign someone to help you, they can be their second pair of eyes to help you when it comes time for compliance. It's always good to have another person look over your documents, right? Also, when you train your staff, a story to share with you, while we were operating the Vera Bradley location, a politician came into our store, and I felt really glad that my team was able to say, this store is owned and operated by a woman and a minority. And so the politician purchased a couple of items from our location. And later on, when I saw her, it was Janice Hahn. When I saw her at another event, I thanked her for making her purchase, and we just had a nice connection there. So it's always good to make sure that your team and your staff knows your story. And who knows, you might even inspire them to want to become an ACDBE as well. Build a compliance file. This is probably the best practice, I think, and that is to maintain a complete digital file of your application and submission. This really is the best practice of all of these, besides maintaining your 51%, but making sure that you can get your hands on your documents at a moment's notice if need be. All right, we're moving on. Okay, you've been certified, so what's next? You've done a lot of work, you've gotten the certification. What do you do? So let's update your professional profile. Let's make sure that to add your certification to your LinkedIn, all of your social media, your business cards. You want to enhance your visibility. You want to make sure that you have let it be known to the marketplace that you are ready to engage in business with the airport, and whether that is as a concessionaire or as a supplier. You want to maximize your experience. So utilize your expertise to pursue projects that align with your goals. So while there may be opportunities that look really great, you want to make sure it aligns with your mission so that you can provide the service that you have signed up for. You want to maintain your credibility and ensure that you're able to deliver as promised. And then connect and grow professionally. You want to join professional organizations, be involved with PACE as an example, attend events. There's a lot of events going on in the city right now as we're talking about the Olympics. Sit on webinars as you're doing today. Join AMAC. I'm Vice President of Membership for AMAC, and AMAC is the Airport Minority Advisory Council. And you're welcome to come to our meetings at any time. There are people that are like-minded that sit in on those meetings, and we talk about doing business on airports. So various aviation sectors are in our meetings. So being involved and being connected with the in the network helps you to know what's happening, keeps you updated, and it also helps you to foster relationships. So one thing I want to share, talking about fostering relationships, when I was given early on, when I showed you the keys to the store that I had received, I did not bid for that location. It was granted to me. And I asked, why was I selected for this? And URW said they knew my experience. I used to run a duty-free store at LAX, and I assisted in contributing over $70 million in revenue. So they knew my experience. They knew I was ACDBE certified. I used my marketing tool. I said I'm an ACDBE, and I'm operating in joint venture partnerships here at LAX. So they knew that I was certified. And then lastly, I had a relationship with them. I attended events, I went to conferences, I attended the meetings, and so they knew I was a known entity to them. So once you receive your certification, you want to make sure that you are marketing it, you are showing up, you are being present, you're attending the events that make sense for what you want to do, whether it is being a concessionaire or a supplier. And you want to make sure that you are engaging in the opportunities in terms of marketing in these social spaces. So get out there and network. Here's a key takeaway. Certification is not a one and done. You got to stay certified. Staying compliant will protect your business. It avoids penalties. It builds credibility with airport authority and primes. So once you're certified, your next job is in staying compliant and staying certified. And you'll have to guard and protect that. And I've given you the steps so that you know how to navigate through not only now how to get certified, but also how to stay certified. So what are our next steps? We'd like for you to decide which certifications fit your business best. We went over those certifications. There are various others that are available to you. And by the way, if there is an opportunity to get two for the price of one, in other words, when I applied for the ACDBE certification, I was also able to use those same documents to apply for the minority and women business certifications as well. So if there's an opportunity, get as many certifications as makes sense for you. Create your certification plan. So decide on which route you want to go. Do you want to become a concessionaire? Do you have the experience to do so? Do you want to become a supplier? Take all the necessary steps to get ready for becoming a supplier. Get your product ready. Get all the certifications that are needed for your product as well. So create your certification plan. Map it out. Decide on which dates you want to apply, and also be aware of the timing that it takes. A lot is happening in the city, as I mentioned, so it does take a little extra time now to get those certifications completed. But by having a clean application, yours can be certified faster and not cause any delays. Once, if they find that there's something that's missing from your certification, they put it to the side, they send you the email, and then that adds at least another 10 days. It's probably longer given the fact that there are so many applications right now. Begin your application prep. And here is the with the LACityDiversitySoftware.com. And as I mentioned, you want to have all of your documents near you or uploaded in a file so that you can complete your certification within 1 or 2 sittings if necessary. So you want to look for the green checks if it's online and to make sure that you have all of your documents. Then create your plan to stay compliant. Again, a tip is to notate it in your calendar that it's now time for my annual certification so that you can prepare yourself. Also, if you travel a great deal like I do, you want to be sure that you have everything, all your ducks in order so that when it's time to go, you have your electronic file and you can submit from anywhere. So you want to be sure that you are keeping that top of mind in terms of your anniversary date and renewals. And then lastly, we'll ask you to connect with PACE for support. They are available for you to offer you a lot of services, as Soprani mentioned, that they provide for you free of charge. So that's available to you. Take advantage of what they have to offer you. They are very happy and eager to assist you. Okay, well, we're ready for any questions that may have arisen. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
All right. There is no question pertaining to the
Okay.
certification, and that's okay. I
Mm-hmm.
know that there's a lot to go through the process, but thank you,
Yes.
April. And as mentioned, I share a few link. Also, I did share the just a step by step from the first session. If anyone wanted those guidance, please let me know. Please email me or April. We can send you a copy. Because
Yes.
we can definitely share the recording from every session. This is being recorded, so you can review April's slides, or if you want to take a picture in certain slide, that would be okay as well.
Mhm.
I know April touched base on RAM LA. That is a good place to start. If you are learning about certification, I encourage this as well. If you click on the RAM LA website, it will probably take you days to navigate it, all this opportunity. But once you see what's available, you can kind of engage with those, see what the requirement, what are they looking for, just to give you some ideas. I know majority of our audience here are just starting, just want to get in the game.
Yes.
Definitely, this is where you want it to be. Take advantage of this opportunity. Like Olympic is in 3 years. I think less than 3 years now.
Yes. Yes.
Um, Airport will be a lot of thing going on with the airport. We will definitely want to see many of you tap into the industry. Is very niche, and I think this next session we will be focused in 2 weeks. We will be talking about becoming a supplier to airport concessionaire. So that will be extended from this certification. Hopefully, in the next 2 weeks, if you want to learn more about the certification, click on this link. I think the BCA website has all the list, the eligibility, the compliance, the documentation that required. And to register on RAM LA, I think there are basic information you have to provide, like your and just your basic contact information, your NACES code, if you have it, and they will ask some additional field like about your website, your business profile practically. So I encourage, if you do have those women, go ahead and register on RAM LA. It's really a good start. And from there, you can also get all this Q&A, I believe, the documentation required. Um, and I agree with April 100%. They have all this document ready is a good step, a good practice to prepare you for actually when you submit it. Because this is like many application, you don't want to miss anything on the application and wait.
Yes, yes. And what I found, so learn from my mistakes, is I didn't go through the application. I scanned it, just kind of briefly went through it, but there were some documents that were required of me. This was early on in my career. There were documents that were required of me that I needed to pause my application and go and get a certain document. And so why do that? Why put yourself through that? If you can have all the documents, go through that application really line by line to see what is required and make yourself a checklist and make sure you've got every document that is required. Set up a separate file so that you can just upload it right from that one certification file. And that will help you tremendously rather than and then sometimes you have to wait to receive, let's say if you don't have, you're missing a document, you may have to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks before you receive a replacement document. So you want to have everything in place ahead of time so that the clock is not ticking when you begin the application submittal process. So you want to make sure that you've got everything right, easily accessible so that you can get it done very quickly.
So I think we have one question in the Q&A. We
Yeah.
will share our email contact in the chat. You have my April. Would you like to share your contact information in
Yes.
the chat as well? Thank you for the question. Tracy asked, where do we apply for that certification?
You can apply at the BCA. Let's see, let me go back to that.
Okay. I also send that link. There is the website, by the city.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, the cities, yes. You can begin at lac.diversitysoftware.com. Is that the same website? You had an additional website?
We do, I can share that one as well. So
Okay.
I know there's a centralized, there's so many websites. I
Yes.
would recommend to start with the RAM LA. I did share in the chat. And then from there, you can click onto another vendor system, another certification system. It's like a multiple layer of process, but RAM LA is the good bet where to start. If you want to just learn more about eligibility, it will lead you to the BCA website with all the documentation required. So, and next question, concessionaire is considered food and or merchandise, and what is the definition of a supplier?
Mm-hmm. So you can be a supplier and there's services as well. And the airport is a city unto itself. So you could be a supplier of paper goods, as an example. You could be a supplier of services, vending machine services. That's a concessionaire and supplier. It falls in the services category. Certainly, the restaurants that I own CPK in Terminal 1, CPK, Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, and Riley's Bar. And then in Terminal 2, we have Spanx and we have the travel essential stores, where you get your snacks and your water. So that's a form of concession. That's retail concessions and food and beverage or hospitality are the restaurant concessions. And then there's also service concessions. So to become a concessionaire, you will need to have demonstrated you have experience under certain NAICS codes to become a concessionaire. And you could be a joint venture partner, which we're going to talk about later on in the series. You could have a direct lease with the airport. You could be a joint venture partner, which I have with Parodies here at LAX and also with areas at LAX. You could become a supplier with construction companies as well. So if you think of LAX as being its own city, you can think of and imagine everything that they need, pens, perhaps, paper clips, I don't know, everything that is needed to run a business, they have a need for that. So there are multiple avenues to becoming a supplier at the airport.
Thank you. Next question. If we have a DBE certification, do we need an ACDB to do business with LAX?
So the ACDBE is, if you want to become a concessionaire and a business partner, absolutely. It's a plus if you can show that you are an ACDBE, and you are already DBE certified. What that does is the airport receives credit, and then that gets passed along to the concessionaire when they go to win contracts. So if you are a supplier or a vendor and an ACDBE, then your percentage could be counted towards the goal that the airport has for ACDBE participation. And in the space of contractors, sometimes or most times you will receive a lower, it's like a bonus of lower pricing because of the DBE certification. So it kind of depends on which route you want to take. Ryan, what is your business, Ryan?
Please feel free to put your answer in the chat as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, we don't have the option to allow our audience to speak because we have a limited feature here.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
While Ryan is asking, I mean, maybe typing his answer. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
here we go. He said the sustainable bottled water in
Oh,
reusable aluminum bottles.
wow. Wow, that's great. That's great. So and there's two ways you could go with that. One would be as a DBE and you become a vendor to concessionaires. So we'll be talking about that in the next series, the next webinar. Um, and you become a vendor to a Parody's or a Hudson or even a restaurant. So it's not necessary for you to become an ACDBE. However, if you have operated a location, then you could become an ACDBE partner and bring potentially your product as part of your portfolio as a partner to an to a joint venture or a prime concessionaire. So you could go multiple routes, but certainly you could become a vendor with your sustainable bottled water. That's great. That's great.
Thank you. Next question, are LA Metro and LA City the same agency? I was certified through LA Metro.
Yeah, they have, what is the term? Reciprocity. Yeah, I was certified through the city, but now LA Metro came on to help, and an a certificate is a certificate. So you are fully certified by Metro. It works for the airport. So if it's an ACDBE as concessionaire or DBE, LBE, any of those certifications, so long as you've got those letters behind your name, you are in.
Yes, I agree. There's a lot you know,
Mm-hmm.
acronym here. Thank
Yes.
you. Next question. I start by getting certified through MLA to work with airport, but from there, they sent me to get another certification. It's called Bona Fire Hub. Is this something different or is it different branch? Are you in the
I
are you
yeah.
familiar with that?
I think that's Bonfire. So
Bona
Bonfire is the platform that you go to learn about various opportunities. So right now on the street is LAX Terminal 4 retail and food and beverage opportunity. So it's listed in Bonfire, and then through Bonfire is where you would submit your you would respond to the RFP, and the RFP is request for proposal. I'm trying to be mindful of the acronyms. So, but you would submit your essentially your application for an opportunity through Bonfire.
There are other vendor portal as well. You may hear or see something online. There's a lot of vendor portal. So I know it's a large spectrum out there. Again, I think that Rama is a good start, and then from there
Yes.
it will branch out to other websites. So don't get overwhelming doing this process to go there, to go there.
Wow.
If
Yes.
you first step, if you get in the RAM, register your account. In there, there is a process to tell you everything practically. You can just learn as you goes. What we touch base here, like April mentioned, just download the application and just look what they're looking for. That might answer a lot of your question, doing your business planning or, do the next step. So, okay, do we have any more questions? Thank you so much, everyone, for the
Yeah,
question.
thank you.
This is a second session. We have 3 more to go. So please come back in the next 2 weeks. I think let me put in the date. You will get a reminder if you're already here. We would love to continue this session to get through this whole process of maybe by the end of session, you are in the second category where you are starting the process already and ready to move on to the runway part.
Yeah, yeah, stick with us. We have some great things in store, planned for you to assist you and get you up and running and get on your runway, as Afrania said. I love that.
Well, I have
So,
this, Khalifa. I am in the
mhm.
South LA Bureau of Tourism and
Oh,
Trade. I am
great.
looking to advertise in the airport. How is this accomplished?
Yes. So there are advertising requests for proposals that become available through Bonfire. And so you would need to, I would recommend that you get in contact with the services side of the airport concessions. I think it's Benet is the person who's responsible for that area. I believe it's Benet. And she could tell you when the next opportunity might become available for advertising at the airport. It's to be seen by millions of uh, travelers is phenomenal. It could be costly perhaps, but perhaps there's a program or something. I'm not really familiar in that space, but I do know that they also have to bid for the right to advertise at the airport. So Benet is a person, but if you'll send me an email, I can double check that for you and we can find out together about how you can advertise.
Okay, is there any more
Anything
questions?
else? Oh, Jessica says she's so excited. I'm happy about that. I love it. I
Well,
love
we
it.
definitely want you guys to continue on with us. Again, I can be completely transparent and honest. It is the lengthy process to
It is.
certification. That's why you
Yeah.
want to focus a few session. If you already in the process of download application, that's a good start. It's like a big chunk of question that you probably gonna find something in there, whether you're ready, the contract ready. Our ultimate goal to make sure everyone is contract ready to submit your proposal, and your bid is very competitive, that you be selected. That is our end game before 2028 comes. So
Thank you
thank
all.
you.
We
Let's
certainly appreciate
see.
you spending
Did
time
we
with us
reach schedule
today.
what's
Thank you very
important?
much. Thank you, Soprani.
Let me see,
That's it.
John.
Minder
Okay.
and
I
Bonfires.
think Jonathan sent and
Let's see. No. Um, let's see. He's asking, is it mandatory to be a paid subscriber to see the various airport opportunities? No, you do not
no.
need to pay for Bonfire.
Okay.
So it's free. I think there is a paid version of it, but it's not necessary. You do not need to subscribe to it. You just register and you'll see all of the opportunities that are available.
Okay. A lot of popular question. I will send a follow-up email to everybody, including a recording session. So, and if you need additional information, feel free to contact April as well. Her contact information is there. You
Yes,
have my
feel free.
contact as well, and Pace. Well, we have a PQLA team that will want to work with you as well. If you have additional, we do have classes that just to get through this whole 9 yards, similar to what we do in a different capacity. So just stay connect with us, and thank you everyone. Thank you so much for your participation. I don't
Yeah,
see any more
thank you.
question. Until thank you, April. It's been
Yes,
very, very
thank
helpful.
you. Thank you.
I will
Thank
send a
you.
follow-up email to our audience, and until
Great.
then, I think I will see everyone in 2 weeks. Have a good one,
Fantastic.
everyone.
Thanks, everyone.